Welcome back, YouTube. This is Aaron with MTG News, where we cover yesterday's Marjorie Taylor Greene news a day after it happens. Because I have a job, and I have to do this at night after I get off work. Alright, we've got... Yeah, we're back on Twitter. The asshole of the internet. I hate this website so much. And I've never visited it as much until I started this I was going to say shit show, but I think that was in the first 30 seconds, so I'm going to have to try and remember not to do that, because YouTube doesn't like it when you swear like that in the first 30 seconds. But we've got a tweet from Marjorie that I wanted to cover. Joe Biden is raiding our strategic petroleum reserve and selling it to our enemies. On Monday, I'm introducing articles of impeachment to hold him accountable. Okay. Marjorie, this is like the 8th time you've drafted articles of impeachment. I get it. I really do. I don't like him being in the White House either. Though mine is less hatred as much as yours is more I just feel bad for the old man and think that someone probably should go take him to his retirement home and make sure he has a nice warm blanket on his legs and a nice tall glass of milk with some ice cream. Because he's a doddering old fool who doesn't know where he is most of the time, and the only time he ever does is when he acts like Darth Vader or Emperor Palpatine standing behind red lights. Yeah, because that was great optics, guys. But in all seriousness, I'm hesitant to call this right-wing virtue signaling, but this is starting to be what it feels like. It is starting to feel like the right wing has discovered the idea of virtue signaling to me. Funnily enough, of course, a woman would be the one to start bringing it to the right, but, to be fair, it was women that really started this in the left, so, it is what it is. Nothing's going to come of this. Nothing has come of this before. There's no taste for this right now. Not on the right at all. No one on the left is going to sign up for this at all, ever. As far as they're concerned, Joe's doing just fine. He's the greatest president to ever exist, which is part of the problem. Does it suck that Joe Biden is taking some of our strategic reserve and selling it to our enemies? Kind of. I mean, there's a reason you actually do that. Because who she's speaking of? She's speaking about selling it to the Chinese, someone like that. Does that suck that we're selling some of our oil reserves to China? Yeah, because we're giving our enemies oil. But at the same time, you also are putting more supply into the market, which is not the worst thing in the world. However, it's a question of economics whether you actually want to be doing that right now with how insane the world scene is from a geopolitical standpoint, with things going on where the East is really starting to balkanize, where Russia, China, India, all of those are really starting to kind of join each other, and I forget what it's called. There's an acronym for the countries, but they're really starting to kind of tighten up there thanks to all of the nonsense going on in Ukraine. They're really starting to balkanize and tighten their relationships up, become a lot more chummy, and very much a situation of BRIC. That's what it's called. It's called BRIC. But BRIC is very much... I would not surprise me if we end up in a situation where we have I don't want to call it a digital Berlin Wall, very much a dividing line It's not going to be very neat, but a dividing line between what countries are trading with what. It's just a question of, is China going to end up being the middleman or not? Because it could. It could very well end up being the middleman. Or, you know, this could stay at a stalemate for 2 years. Someone else could get into the presidency, cool all of this down, and we all go back to normal lives. Who knows? I highly doubt that, but you know the old saying goes, what was it? Pray for peace, but prepare for war. Yeah. But seriously, the right's got to stop doing this. Or not necessarily stop doing this. The right needs to make sure that it doesn't adopt this. Because really, there's only a couple people who are actually in the Republican Party that do stuff like this, where I'm going to throw an article of impeachment every chance I get. It doesn't work. You're not doing anything. All this does is signal to your base, hey, I'm on your side. And I'm not sure that that's actually of any benefit when we have two different sides currently staring at each other, waiting for the other one to blink so that they can shoot. But anyway, that's all for today. This is the third segment of episode 2. I hope the audio quality is a little better today, guys. I'm trying to make sure I keep my face closer to the mic itself. I'm still trying to actually learn mic control and good mic etiquette. I think my thoughts were a little bit better put together, a little less pausing, a little more rambling. You know, I don't write scripts for any of my videos. I literally just hit record, start talking, and whatever happens, happens. But that's about it. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow when we do all of this over again. God willing, I won't have to cover the story about Marjorie kicking the 18-year-old again. I hate our politics in this country. It's like watching the Jersey Shore, but even more stupid. Because at least in that, you know it's a show. This is real life. These are real people. And the worst part is, they're the ones that control what happens. Yay! That's all for now. Take care.